Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Corin, also known as the Kitten Choreographer, and I'm a teen with a passion for makeup and kitten rescue. So today is Wednesday, which means it is a makeup video, and today we're going to be reviewing the Nomad Lands of Ice and Fire palette. Starting off, you may have noticed if you're a returning subscriber that I got my hair dyed. It's now blue and purple. One of the next videos you're gonna see, it's kind of messy blue and purple, like not all of it is blue and purple, just a portion. And that's because I had to go get it redone. I've already filmed one video with it kind of messy, but then I've gotten it redone, but I want to get this video up first because it's a review, so it's messy. But today we're reviewing this palette, and I want to say the reason this review is coming so late is because my palette arrived broken, which is totally not the fault of the brand, it's the fault of the people who were shipping. But my palette came broken, so I could not review it right when I got it the first time, unfortunately. But I did email Nomad Cosmetics and they sent me a new palette, which is this one. I'm very thankful for that, and I had a great customer service experience with them, which before even doing this, obviously I already have my thoughts on the look because I've already done, this is the second look, I've already done 3 looks at this point with my palette, and I've already filmed my review, so I know my thoughts, but you guys don't know yet. But even before I tried this palette, I really knew I had big support for the brand just because of how great they handled their customer service response. So you open the palette and this is what it looks like. Sorry for the kind of shiny background. I do really love the details of it being ice on the outside and then fire on the inside, but just because of the shininess of the palette, you can see my ring light kind of flying everywhere as I move the palette. But this is what it looks like. I'm sorry that I've already dug my fingers into these shadows. I took a couple pictures of the palette when it was new, so I can go ahead and pop these on the screen so you can see all the beautiful imprints before they were messed with. You can still see most of them, but some of them are kind of messed up just because I've already used those shades. But for this palette, I'm going to go ahead and give you some information about it. So this palette retails for $37 US, and Nomad Cosmetics is cruelty-free and vegan. So this palette launched a few weeks ago. I ordered this palette as soon as it launched, but unfortunately I could not get my review up right away because my palette did arrive broken, like I said. So I'm sorry that this review is up late, but I still wanted to do it because I thought some of you guys might like it. So I'm going to go ahead now and just do some swatches of the palette on my arm. I'm not wearing a good shirt to do swatches right now. I hope I can fit them all on my arm here. We're gonna take the first shade. I haven't swatched these yet. They feel very buttery and smooth. This is Frig. We have River Glacier. Sorry, I zoomed you guys in a little bit so you can see more. We have Hecla. Then we have Odin. Alfheim. I'm not sure how to pronounce that one, so if I pronounce it wrong, I'm sorry. And God's Waterfall. Then Elves. Muspelheim, maybe? Sorry, I'm so bad at swatches, by the way, if you're new here. Hi, I'm terrible at swatches. And Gallows Lava. Then we have Northern Lights. Niflheim, I think. And Njord, maybe? Then Hell, Dark Castles, and Valkyries. Just realized those last 3 probably weren't in frame, but they are Hell, Dark Castles, and Valkyries. So I'm really sorry those last 3 weren't in frame. I was not looking. So these are all the swatches. One last thing is that normally for 2 looks, I would do 2 looks on 2 different days, but because I got this palette so late and I really want to get up a review as soon as possible, I am doing both of these looks today. So I've already taken off makeup twice today, which is just lovely. I'm sure my face hates me now. But yeah, that's gonna be it for the intro, so let's go ahead and go into look 1. Okay, so let's jump into the first look. One thing you did not see in the intro, because I filmed it after I did the second look, is that my eyes are kind of stained blue. I was wearing this palette earlier today. So I did my makeup with it for the first time, and then I thought I'd film this review video today. Then by that time, I would have used it 3 times, and that way I can give my proper review on it. But my eyes did stain when I took off that makeup, but I'm not putting that against the brands. Like, these shadows are vegan, and in my experience, so many vegan shadows stain, and I don't know if it's because they're vegan or shadows stain so easily on me. Literally almost every shadow stains on me, so I'm not holding that against the brand. I just want to let you know. So for this look, I was thinking of playing with the oranges and the reds. That's very outside of my comfort zone. Pretty much the rest of this palette is really in my color scheme that I like to play with, but the reds, the middle row or the middle column is definitely out of my comfort zone. I don't want to do just that look because then that's just using 3 shadows, and you know, I don't know what else I want to do. I might do that and then just a pop of green in her corner because there's this green shade here, Northern Lights. I guess we're just gonna start playing. So I need to prime my eyes. I'm gonna prime my eyes with the Urban Decay Primer Potion. I forgot to get my trusty ugly barrette, which it's not ugly necessarily, but it's ugly in the way I put it on while I do my makeup. But I have to put it on so my hair doesn't get in my face. And I need to zoom you guys in. So I'm gonna start with like very stained small blending brush and go into Hecla, which is this orange, top orange shade. I have to say I adore the imprints in this palette. Yeah, that's very pigmented. And I know my eye is stained, but it shouldn't really affect the colors. I've never noticed it affects the colors before because it's just a little bit of stainage that is very easily covered up. So I'm going in pretty lightly, and this is very pigmented, which is good. I know I said this a little bit already, but oranges are not my thing. Like the color itself I don't mind, but on my eyes I don't like it. So if I don't like this look, it's probably not gonna be because of the shadows. It's just gonna be because it's orange. So I'm just doing the same thing on the other eye, just building up. Still going in pretty lightly, but so far it is very pigmented and it's blending nicely. And if you hear any background noise, it's either my foster kittens or it's my siblings upstairs. My siblings are supposed to be quietly watching a movie, but I hear thumping, so they're obviously not quietly watching a movie. They're loudly watching a movie or doing something totally different. I think that's built up the way I want to do. I was thinking that since it's such a bright orange, I might need to go and find a lighter color to blend it out with, but it really just like blended itself out, so I don't think I need to do that. There is some fallout in the pan, but I thought I'd mention that, but it literally doesn't bother me. And I don't think I've ever heard of anyone it bothers either, but I hear the reviewers mention it, so I thought I'd mention it too. Noah wants to say hi. Okay, so I'm going into this orange shade here, the second one, and I'm just gonna like put that on the outer corner and also up in the crease a little bit. I did not get very much, so I'm gonna get just a little bit more. This shade is also very pigmented. I'm so scared, like oranges are not my thing. Okay, so I still haven't tried to blend it yet. I'm pretty much just pack it down, which I'm not really having to pack much because it's very pigmented, but I lay it down before blending. Now I'm going back into the first brush and just a little bit more of the first orange shade and blending that. It is blending very easily. Okay, so that blends out extremely easily. Hi! Your kitten just jumped on my shoulder. Hi. How you doing? So I just figured I'd announce it in this video because why not? Because a lot of people do like a first impressions video where they do one look and then a 2 looks in 1 with a review. I didn't want to do too many looks with this that I film, so you guys don't get bored of it, because I am planning to do a 3 looks in 1 palette with every single palette in my collection, including this one. So there will be 3 more looks coming with this eventually. Hi! You guys were sleeping until I decided to film, but that will not be on this channel. That will be on my new channel when I make it, which I will make, because this channel is makeup and kittens. That channel will be only makeup and this channel will go to only kittens. But I'm not gonna make that makeup channel until I reach 1,000 subscribers over here. Sorry, now I'm rambling. I'm just gonna build up this shade a little bit more just because I over blended. It's not that it's like blending into nothing, it's just that I'm sitting here over blending. And it looks very pigmented on. This morning I used a glitter primer with 2 of the shimmers and it looked stunning, beautiful, perfection. But I did want to see how these shimmer shadows performed without a glitter primer, just because I know not everyone uses those. So I'm gonna go into this bottom shade here. Hi, hey, hell, yeah. I just couldn't read. So I'm just gonna take this with my finger because if I don't use a glitter primer, that is solely, oh, wow, that's really pretty. Yeah, you definitely don't need to use a glitter primer with these shades. Let's see if there's any fallout. Well, it does not bother me. I might have mentioned that before. That's why I do my eyes first. So I'm just gonna put this. Yeah, this shade is gorgeous even without a glitter primer. And I'm just pretty much gonna put this all over my lid and even like dust it a little bit up into my crease. I really want this to just be a blown out, crazy explosion of lava. Because this is the Fire and Ice palette. It talks about like lava and ice. Okay, there is a little bit of fallout. Those look like freckles because I have freckles there, but I can see there's a little bit of fallout, but I will just dust that away in a minute with a makeup wipe, or not a makeup wipe, but like a towel with makeup remover on it. That's how I do things. That is really pretty. I don't think I've ever actually liked red and orange this much. This is stunning. I do think I prefer it with a glitter primer just because I prefer all my shimmers with a glitter primer, but this is really pretty stuff. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go clean up the fallout, do most of my base, then we'll come back for blush, highlight, and the lower lash line, and lips. So I'm gonna go do that now. Okay, so I am back. Because we are doing an orangey look today, I decided to go into my e.l.f. What's this called? I think it's a bite-sized face duo in the shade White Peach. It looks like I've used this a ton. I really haven't. This is the most powdery blush I've ever worked with, and I hit pan almost immediately. So I'm just gonna, like you can see the powder flying everywhere. I'm just gonna, it's very pigmented though, so you don't need a lot. Anyways, I'm just applying this as blush. I thought since we're doing an orangey look, an orangey blush would be good. Pretty much every time I do an orangey look, I use this blush. So, yeah, there we go. Like, this is so powdery. I really like the formula, like the way it looks and stuff, but I'm just so scared to pick it up anymore because I'm worried they're gonna be this powdery. I'm not gonna use the highlight that comes with it today, I normally do, but I got in the mail recently, like really recently, the Kaleidos Space Age Prophecy highlighter, and I wanna try that for the first time today. So, my brother got me this for Christmas, but he ordered it like after Christmas and it got here recently. So I am so excited to try this on my cheeks. Like this, I know this is a review of the, what's it called? Nomad Iceland Palette, but I had to try this today, so. Oh, I love it. I can already tell, I love it. It does, looking at it like I figured. Someone else with my skin tone said it pulled very orangey on them and not so much green, so I figured that would be the same for me, and it is. So I'm okay with that though. That's why I chose to use it with this look. That is so pretty. I love it. Oh, also I forgot to say, if you're curious as to what base products I'm using, I will link those in the description below. That highlight is literally gorgeous. This might be my new favorite in my collection. No, this is definitely my new favorite in my collection. It's just the most unique. That is so pretty. So for the lower lash line, I want it to be interesting, but I think I'm just gonna go with the oranges and then do a pop on my inner corner. I'm gonna go into Hecla, the light orange, and just this pretty far below. I don't know, just to smoke it out underneath my lower lash line. Just with the same brush we used on the lid. I make weird faces when I do this. I feel like everyone does. Okay, now the deeper orange. I'm just gonna blend that. Okay, now I think for the inner corner, I'm gonna take the shade Northern Lights, the bright green one on the screen right now. And for the inner corner, I normally just use my pinky finger, so I'm just gonna take that shade and just, wow, that is very pretty. That is stunning. And I'm barely tapping in the shade too. That is absolutely beautiful. I really didn't think I would like this look much, but I really think I do. So let me go add mascara. Alrighty. So for lips today, I'm just gonna use the Colourpop BFF Liner. And I'm just going to put the Tower 28 Fire Gloss on top. Looks very bright in the tube, comes out pretty sheer. Alright, so this is look number 1. I actually like it a lot more than I thought I would. Now, as I should have mentioned in the intro, I need to film both of these today, so I'm gonna go take off this makeup, prepare for the second look, and then we'll be back. Alrighty, so now it is time to do the second look. Now my lips are dry. I took off a comfortable lip gloss. But anyway, can you guys believe I haven't used like my favorite color ever, which is in this palette? There's this gorgeous like bluey purple. I want to use it so bad. So we're gonna use that one today. I've already done 2 looks with this palette today. Anyways, we're gonna use that one for the second look. So I think I'm gonna do the darky murky greens in this palette into the bright pop of Blurple. Put the hair back up. Same primer potion. So we're just gonna use the same brush I did for the first shade in the first look, and I just dry cleaned it so it doesn't have any more product on it. Now we're gonna take the shade Odin. It's a really, really stunning color, and I don't think I have anything like it in my collection. It's like a swampy green. Ooh, that's really pretty. That's a stunning shade. Again, I'm using very light pressure, and it's like showing up full force. Not like super light pressure, but I'm not like digging at my eyeball to get it to show up. It's just showing up very nicely. Okay, so that already looks built up enough. It's already looking really good. So I'm gonna take like a kind of flatty, I don't know, like flat-ish brush. It's not very flat though. It's like a mix between a pencil brush and like a flat brush. I can't decide. And now we're gonna go into, it's called Dark Castles. I've heard some people say it's black. I've heard some people say it's brown. I can't tell. I think I want to say quick swatch. Okay, that's black. Okay, I think that's black. But who really knows? Maybe it's a shapeshifter. Anyways, we're gonna take the shade and put it, okay, this is pretty much a black, I think. We're gonna put this in the outer corner and a little bit into the crease. If this intimidates you, you don't have to put the black so high up, but black does not intimidate me anymore. It used to, but I conquered my fear. Maybe I'll conquer my fear with oranges too. I kind of did with that first look. Now we are just applying this, and I'm not scared of blacks. That's where I was going. I forgot where I was going, but that's where I was going. I find if you have a good black, which I'm assuming this will be based on the performance of the other shades in the palette, it's nothing to be scared of. Going back into Odin, I'm just starting to blend. Yeah, this is a really great black. It's blending nice and easily. It's kind of blending away a little bit, but I think once we add more, it should deepen up a little bit more. That's what I find. People are like, black's stuck there forever. It does blend away sometimes. So that's why I'm just being pretty heavy-handed with it, because I do want it to show up to deepen my crease. Okay, so I'm just putting a little more black like right at the middle part of my crease to match what I did on this side. Excuse you, stop playing with my camera. Some people have their children pop into their videos. I have my kittens pop into my videos. I do want to play with this Gallo and Lava shadow a little bit. I told myself I was going to use glitter glue for this particular look, which have I said so far, like this palette gives me so much inspiration. Like I was just like brainstorming as I was talking different looks I could do. Like I was multitasking there, which I probably shouldn't do. I should probably just be focusing on this, but I'm not. My brain does not focus on just one thing at once. Did I not bring my NYX glitter primer over here? Darn it. Let me go get it. I got it. I'm just gonna squeeze a little bit of this and just apply it. Because we're putting two shimmer shadows on, I'm gonna bring it like all the way out to the outer corner. And just kind of cut my natural crease. I'm gonna go ahead and apply it to the other eye too. Here we go. Let's grab this palette again. I'm going to go into the shade Gallo's, oh, it's not Gallo and Lava, it's Gallo's Lava. I can't read. So I'm just gonna put this on the outer portion of the lid. This is so stunning. See, like glitter primer, these shadows are beautiful like on their own with just a finger, but with a glitter primer, like everything is beautiful. Like just how glitter makes everything better. Not like glitter particles, but just like shimmer. Just how shimmer makes everything better, glitter glue makes every shimmer better. Does that make sense? Or am I just going on a tangent? I don't know. Doing that to the other eye. And see how I stopped? Like I didn't go all the way in? That's because we're gonna put another shimmer there. Now I'm going to the shade Valkyries, which is this beautiful color. I can't even talk anymore because this is literally the most perfect shade. It's so pretty. It's so pretty. This is so stunning. I love it. Now, these shadows aren't necessarily like the ones you'd immediately think to place next to each other, so I am just like swapping the brush from back and forth sides to blend it together a bit. Okay, that is just so pretty. Now I did this a little bit over here, and I'm just taking a little bit more of Gallo's Lava, and then I'm just like flipping the brush back and forth to blend them. That is so pretty. Now you see, me wanting to add a winged liner to everything thinks this would benefit with a winged liner, but I think I'm just gonna go ahead and go get a black liner, and then we'll just like line it, not wing it. This is the Colourpop BFF liquid liner. This is the, what's it called? Brush tip one. I definitely like the felt tip more Tried that one too, but this one's fine. So I just lined my eyes. Now I'm gonna go do pretty much the same thing and we'll come back for the same things that we did in the first look. Alrighty, so I forgot to mention there was absolutely no fallout from that. You know, I did use a glitter primer for the shimmers, so that makes sense that there was no fallout. But for the mattes, like, there was no fallout, and I used a black too, so I'm impressed with that. I know fallout means a lot to some people, so I thought I'd mention that. For blush, I'm gonna grab the Essence, the blush. This is a great blush. It's really affordable. The packaging did break, so the packaging's not the best quality, but this is a great blush. Yeah, it's a really pretty blush. For highlight, I'm using one of my new favorites, the Milk Makeup Flex highlight. I didn't think the Kaleidos one would go with this look very much. The blush kind of vanished, so I'm just gonna not take any more product, but just build whatever was left on the brush up a little bit more. I have to do this with most products. For my inner corner, I'm gonna take this light blue shade from the palette called River Glacier. This one here, again with just my pinky finger. I forgot to do my lower lash line. I guess we'll do this in a second. I normally do my inner corner after my lower lash line, but oh well. I was not necessarily intending that for that to be such a bright inner corner. You can see it's very bright, but that shadow is super pigmented, so take this brush with no extra product and just blend it down a bit. Now for my lower lash line, I'm not doing anything exciting. I'm just taking the same matte shades in the same order that we used in my crease on my lower lash line. Hello! Now I'm gonna go do mascara and brows and I'll be back for lips and my final thoughts. For lips, I'm gonna take the Nomad Cosmetics Lip Liner in the shade Brown Sugar and the Nomad Cosmetics lipstick in Nude Cocoa. So this is my final second look. Okay, so now let's talk about my thoughts on the palette. This color story, obviously I like it because I bought it, and honestly it would have been amazing to me without the row of oranges, but honestly the row of oranges, I found myself to really like them. They made me step out of my comfort zone, and I actually really liked the look I came out when I did step out of my comfort zone, which is not always the case when you try something new. So I do really like this color story, even though at first I thought I wouldn't really like the middle row. I did, and I think it really adds something unique to my collection. Let's also talk about the formula. This was my first time trying Nomad Cosmetics formula. I have not tried any of their other palettes, and I got this one. I also got a quad of shimmers. I've only used that quad of shimmers once. I did like it when I tried it, but that was not what the review is on, so it's just on this palette. And of course the mattes and their normal shimmers are gonna be the formula that most people like to purchase anyways. So I love this formula. It is so pigmented, but also very blendable. I really love the imprints they did on the shadows. I think that's such a unique touch that I really like. The shimmers are stunning. I will probably always use them with a glitter glue just because I do that with pretty much 90% of my shimmers. I'm very bad at digging into my thoughts totally, but one thing I will say is I got my first palette broken. I probably mentioned that in the intro, and if I didn't, I pretty much got my first palette broken, and that's why it took so long to get this review up, because I had to get them to send me another palette. However, that is not the fault of the brand at all, but they were very kind. Their customer service is absolutely great. They got back to me within like a day of me sending the email that said like, hey, can I get another palette? Mine came broken. They sent it right out to me, and so I really think they had great customer service. And all in all, I really recommend this palette, and I definitely cannot wait to see what Nomad Cosmetics puts out in the future, because I know I like their formula now, so I'm not gonna be halted because I don't know the formula on whether or not I'm gonna buy it in the future. So as long as I like the color stories in the future, I may buy stuff. So I really like this palette. I definitely recommend it if you think it would add something to your collection, if you like the color story, if you think you would wear it. I definitely recommend it. So yeah, here's one last look at the palette, one last look at my eyes, and that's gonna be it for today's video. I hope you liked this. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, make sure to like it and subscribe for more makeup and kitten related content. I upload on Sundays with a kitten related video and on Wednesdays with a makeup related video. Also, please make sure to leave any thoughts or questions that you have down in the comment section below, and tell me if you like this review video. It's kind of the first one I've done, so tell me if you like it. And yeah, thank you so much for watching again, and goodbye!